Back at the Foundation, everyone gathers themselves together after the whole incident with Akiten's escape. Then, Imhotep is asked, "So you know this boy?" said Grey. "I do. Let me speak with him. One last time. If he does not give in to any terms or demands, then I will fully declare him an enemy. We all have one thing in common, the protection of this realm, this world." Then everybody looks up outside, saying, "Look!" as a Foundation worker shouts outside. They go outside and see an eclipse happening. Then Imhotep says, "His powers are growing. They're getting strong. Not only that, the worlds are weakening." Imhotep then flies off into a sandstorm as he goes to find Akiten. Meanwhile, back in the Foundation, Dracula gets a cup of blood and drinks that. As for Lawrence, he then says, "You know, this could be a benefit for you, walking out in the sun." "I can walk in the sun," said Dracula. "I just do not have my powers working in full sunlight. Anyway, if we're going to fight these demons or whatever comes from these rifts during the event, I best get my armor." "Actually, Dracula," said Griffin, "there's something I want to show you here. Come." Meanwhile, Dr. Whale tells Adam that Eve is fine and she is safe, and that they've moved her and some others to a safe location. Adam thanks Whale. As for Dracula, he is then taken into a tech lab, where he asks Griffin what it is. On a dummy, Dracula sees his medallion, or a replica of his medallion. Dracula then says, "It is just my medallion, or a replica of it." "Ah, yes, but one of our technical experts here has been working with nanotechnology. And would you like to show him, Professor?" "I would, Mr. Griffin, thank you. You just press this jewel here, and then, when he presses the jewel, we see from Dracula's perspective that he is impressed with what he sees, asking, 'What kind of magic is this?'" "Not magic," said Griffin. "Science." "I like it. This medallion that I wear now is quite valuable. I guess it could do with being locked away and safe." "Of course." Meanwhile, Dr. Jekyll returns to his quarters, where he sits down and calms himself. Then, he all of a sudden pours a drink and sees Hyde. He then says, "Great, I'm fucking hallucinating. You might be, Henry, but I'm still there. No matter how much you repress me, I'm always gonna be there. You made me that way, then you made it so. You're a monster, Edward. You always have been. You've been giving me hell ever since that night I drank the serum and tested it on myself. I unleashed the monster in me and you ran amok." "I did. But then Van Helsing caught up to me and, well, Van Helsing had a different way of looking at it." "I know the story," said Henry. Jekyll then says, Van Helsing saw me and thought maybe I could control it. And that's when you founded this place, the Foundation, with Mr. Grey. The old Mr. Griffin, who's probably long dead now, because despite his invisibility, he was still a mortal man. Seems to have passed his genes on, though. Yes. I was wrong in assuming that you could be a weapon for them till I could find a cure. Henry, you can't find a cure for me. As I said, you can repress me, but you can't get rid of me so easy. Look, let me be. I won't listen to this. No, you are gonna listen, and listen good. Now, I have done some shitty, terrible things, right? I had energy, I had emotions, I had adrenaline, stuff in me that I could not control. And yeah, I did kill people. And yes, I liked it. But Van Helsing helped me. So did Grey and Griffin. You see, you weren't about when I was. You're just an illusion now. You're in my mind, you're in my imagination. I've been drinking too much. Yes, you may have. But you're going to listen to this. They educated me. They taught me a thing or two. They helped me express other emotions other than joy. They made me feel things. Remorse. And guilt. I then realised maybe, looking in the mirror, I see the hell that I'm putting you in. I can only ever see you in the mirror. Yes, you can. But I'm also strong in your imagination. Please, Henry. This event's occurring again. Now, last time, when that tentacle being was coming out of that rift, I could have let it get out, but I didn't. I thought I might as well prove that I am somewhat good and go inside that realm. But the portal closed behind me. And I'm sorry, Henry. I am truly, deeply sorry for what I've took from you and the time that you've lost with your love. Don't mention her, said Henry. You feel guilt for what you've done lately? What about when you was out earlier? Did you run amok then? Yes. Because you repressed me, I was full of adrenaline and energy. And what, you feel remorse for things you've done now? What you've done to me? Yes. Good. I hope you wallow. Henry, you can't ignore this, Henry. The event's coming again, and they're gonna need my help. Henry! Henry then closes the door and lays on his bed, hoping to switch off to hide. Meanwhile, Akiten is at a remote location in London, where he prepares for the event. Then, Imhotep approaches him, saying, "We need to talk, Akiten." "Ah, come to gloat?" "No, I've come to talk with you. Please, stop this now. Let the event happen, but don't make it worse. Please. This world has changed, and I don't know how it will react when they find out of our existence." "Oh, it will be great," said Akiten. "I know it will. And you can't stop me from this. My father made a fatal error when he named you his successor. I would have given you the throne." "No, you would not. You would have become intoxicated with power, and then you would have married my sister, Anuxaramun. And tell me, is she still around?" "No, she's in the next world with the gods." "I travelled beyond worlds, discovered that there were more gods than there was one. The one who hated all gods, the one who hated everything good, because he embraced the suffering and the evil. And he will rise. In order for this event to happen, a chain of events must happen first. What are you talking about? I'm talking about that he will rise. Who? Who do you think? The first evil. Enough. Come back with me. We can sort something out. No! They will imprison me in the Foundation, and you know it. I'm done talking with you, Imhotep. There's nothing you can say or do that will stop me from serving my new purpose. Then I am truly done with you. What happens next is your own doing. Because we are going to form an alliance against this event and protect this world with all our might. I'd like to see you try, said Akiten. Imhotep then goes away. Back at the Foundation, everyone is in distress as they debate and decide and discuss what they should do next. Then Imhotep returns, saying, "Enough! Listen to me. It seems that Akiten is beyond reasoning, and we must stop him. Now, when did you say the event occurs?" "Well, could be any time now," said Griffin. "The sun is eclipsed. The eclipse could only mean one thing: the planets are almost aligned, meaning that the event could occur oh so soon. Yes. Then let's stop talking and start preparing for this," said the Gillman. "The scale being is right," said Imhotep. "Then we better start fighting then," said Ava Van Helsing. "Yes. I've been training for things like this. I could really do with a good workout on the field." "Then let us prepare," said Dracula. "I'm with you," said Larry. "Let's do this." Then, as the event begins, Akiten then savours the moment, saying, "It is occurring." He then takes the tablet and the chunk of gate. As it's rock, he crushes it with his hands, sprinkling it into dust and crushing it up into a liquid state. Then Akiten begins as he drops a small drop of the liquidated gate that he took, and a rift opens. As it opens, a demon warrior comes out with some others. Akiten then saying, "The event is occurring. The barriers between worlds are weakening. By exactly midday, the event will be in full motion and the rifts will open everywhere. Basically, you can have a little pre-warm-up." The demons then go off into the city of London, where they start to cause chaos and destroy everything. Back at the Foundation, a Foundation agent then sends a report to Griffin, saying that some supernatural activity has occurred and that they must stop it. Griffin then says, "Then it's time to assemble the monster squad." Then they all prepare. Adam is given a new set of clothes, with a flameproof and bulletproof coat and shirt, as he likes to wear his black hooded coat, and is given some harder, more powerful weapons, including some batons, some pistols, and a few bladed knives. Van Helsing, she is given a crossbow and a sword and some stakes and a gun with silver bullets. As for Talbot, he prepares for his inner wolf for the event. Imhotep gathers all his power and might and magic for the occurrence. As for the Gillman, he also readies himself for what's to come. And Dracula, he then too approaches everyone saying,
"Are you ready now? Now I have fought in many battles, fought many fights,
and we must prepare for it.
The rifts are opening. I can feel it. And it is strong. With the moon in the way of the sun, I will be strong enough." "Then let's stop wasting time," said the Gillman.
"Gillian is right," said Adam. "Let's go." They then walk into London, where they're on Westminster Bridge. Then Aquitaine boils the liquid from the chunk of gate that he took, and has it evaporate into clouds as they tear open rifts to other demon dimensions. Then the monsters look, and they see. Imhotep then says, "He's in that clock tower."
"It is usually called the Big Ben," said Dracula.
"Yes, we best prepare." Then, from the rifts, winged demons and other monsters come out from the gates. Then Dracula presses the jewel on his new medallion, and his armor assembles on him. Imhotep then says, "What kind of magic is that?" Dracula in his battle armor then says, "It is not magic, it is science and technology. Nanotechnology. It's recreated my armor so I can walk freely, but also change into it any time I want. Now, shall we go to work? Let's." Then Talbot then says, "Well, time for the Wolfman to come into use." Then Lawrence transforms into his wolf state as he too takes on the demons and begins to fight. And then Van Helsing also gets out her sword. As for Adam, he gets out his batons and they start to fight. Gillman, along with the Wolfman, use their claws and their body strength to fight, fighting all these creatures on Westminster Bridge and destroying them. Then Aquitaine appears saying, "Have you finished already? This was just a warm-up, Monster Squad. That is what you've called yourselves, isn't it? Are you going to do anything?" "We're going to stop you," said Adam. "You, my friend, are fascinating. You look like you're made out of many other dead people. 7 different parts of men, of course." "Very well. Well, I can tell you now, the sky is running red, and more rifts are tearing open." Then, around the city, sinkholes happen as creatures crawl out from it. "The event is occurring, and there's nothing you can do to stop it." The planets then perfectly align, triggering the event, as portals then open around the city of London. Back at the Foundation, Griffin and Grey both look, and Griffin says, "Has the event ever been this bad before?" "No, it has not. Usually one rift opens here and there, but I haven't seen anything this catastrophic. It must be what that Akaten's been doing. God help us all." Then the group prepare to fight as many monsters begin to come out. Even a big winged demonic creature flies out from one rift. Then Dr. Jekyll appears, saying, "This is quite the predicament, isn't it?" Larry then goes,
Dr. Jekyll.
Wolfman, Gilman, Dracula, Frankenstein's monster,
Yes, or you can call me Adam.
Van Helsing, and the Mummy.
What are you going to do? Go into hiding?
No. I've had time to reflect and a heart-to-heart with my demons. I'm ready to stop hiding my other half and let him out and be a weapon. Then Dr. Jekyll has a serum that he smashes onto the ground and then takes out another serum in a test tube, saying this is the very formula that brought him out. I can't feel him coming through or anything, but this will definitely give him the pickup. Jekyll then drinks the potion and then turns himself into Mr. Hyde. The group then gather around and assemble. The Wolfman howls, Mr. Hyde roars, and they prepare for the Battle of London.